Hey guys, welcome back. So the last video we spoke about your least square regression line, similarly known as the LSRL. Alright, so we spoke about this being the runoff of your model. So we also spoke about finding your slope, which is normally your B value, and we spoke about finding your y-intercept, which is your A value. Alright? Let's move on. We also mentioned the two formulas, one for slope, one for intercept. On the next slide, I'll show you how you can break these apart and solve for whatever variable you have missing. So let's go. So the first slope formula is R sy over sx. So remember that slope, that's correlation coefficient, standard deviation of y values, standard deviation of x values. So from here, you could be asked to find the R value. If you want to do that, you basically solve, you're going to be given the B, you're going to be given SY, you're going to be given SX to find R. If you're a person who doesn't really like algebra, I'm going to show you how to rewrite these equations so you can always move faster and find what you want without having to do all that calculation. So right here, I'm going to solve for R. And if I want to solve for R, I must undo every operation so R stays by itself. So right here, these two are dividing. I'm going to rewrite it down here. These two are dividing. The numerator and the denominator are dividing. What we do is to multiply by the denominator on both sides. Alright, so this cancels that. So B times Sx is equal to R Sy. So again, multiply by the denominator on both sides to cancel. And so B times Sx is equal to R Sy. From here, I want to find R, but these two are multiplying. What I need to do is to divide by Sy on both sides, so R is by itself. So that cancels. So R is equal to Bsx over Sy. And that's how you solve for R. Give me a second. Okay, if you want to solve for Sy, so let's say we're going to solve for Sy. In this case, we need to make Sy the subject as we did for R. So I'm going to rewrite this equation again. B is equal to R Sy over, oops, I just did that. That's not good, over Sx. Now to find Sy, we must go again and undo all the equations. So we have Sy by itself. Again, they're multiplying. So all we're going to have to do, they're dividing. All we have to do is to multiply by Sx on both sides. That cancels. So Bsx is equal to R Sy. We are solving for Sy. Let's make this just a little bit larger. We're solving for Sy, so we're going to have to divide by R on both sides. So that cancels. So Sy is equal to B times Sx over R. And again, you will be given values for these. So when you're working, you'll know exactly where to put these values. And the list goes on. If you want to find Sx, so we're going to solve for Sx this one. We basically carry out the same operation we did for the first one. So B is equal to R Sy over Sx. You're wondering, how can I solve for Sx if Sx is already in the denominator? The same thing happens. We're going to multiply by Sx on both sides. So this one cancels that. So B times Sx is equal to R Sy. Since we want Sx by itself and these two are multiplying, we must divide by B on both sides. If you cancel that, Sx is equal to R Sy over B. Again, that's the equation to find your Sx. So from this one formula, you can derive 3 other formulas from it, and it should be able to help you to find whatever variable you have missing. Alright, so The last one is the y-intercept formula that says A is equal to y bar minus b of x bar. In this case, we have found b from the initial stage over there, so you can always solve this for y bar and x bar. So let's go ahead and solve for y bar first. So right here, A is equal to y bar minus b of x bar. As you can see, b, x bar, they're combined through multiplication, so that's considered to be one term. Y bar is by itself, is also another term. If these two are subtracting, we do the opposite operation, which is addition, so we have to add b of x bar on both sides. So this cancels, so y bar is equal to, I think I need space. So A plus B x bar is equal to y bar. And that's how you find y bar right there. Okay, so from this we can also go ahead and find x bar. So if you're given that A is equal to y bar minus b of x bar, we can go ahead and find x bar by again doing the opposite operation. So because that's one term by itself, we cannot separate them like that unless you're going to divide throughout, but that's going to be a harder route for you. So what you have to do is to get rid of the y bar first. This y bar here is a positive number as it stands, our positive variable. So we have to subtract y bar from both sides if we want to cancel y bar from there. So that cancels. So A minus y bar is equal to negative b x bar. Alright, so you take this out, you're left with negative b of x bar. Remember, we're trying to solve for x bar. Solve for x bar. So since they are multiplying right here, we need to be dividing. So we can divide by the negative b on both sides. So A minus y bar divided by negative b is equal to x bar, because those two would cancel. And these are simple ways you can find whatever variable you have missing if you are not comfortable working with the entire formula by itself. So I hope this was useful for you. I'm going to further explain to you how you can solve the others.